Imagine a day like any other. The sun is shining, the air is calm, and the magnificent mountain in the distance stands as a silent guardian, just as it has for centuries. For the people living in its shadow, it's a source of beauty, a part of their home. But deep beneath the serene landscape, an ancient power is stirring, a pressure cooker of unimaginable force building to a breaking point. Suddenly, without so much as a tremor to herald its arrival, the unthinkable happens. The ground shudders violently, not like an earthquake, but like a deep, guttural roar from the very heart of the earth. A deafening explosion rips through the air, a sound so immense it feels like the sky itself is tearing apart. All eyes snap towards the mountain, and what they see is a scene of pure, terrifying spectacle. The entire peak vanishes in a colossal plume of ash and rock, replaced by a fountain of fire. Molten lava, glowing with an infernal, mesmerizing orange, is launched thousands of feet into the air. It's not a gentle flow, it's a violent, chaotic eruption, a fiery geyser of planetary scale. For those on the ground, a moment of stunned silence gives way to sheer panic. This wasn't in the forecasts. There were no warnings, no evacuation orders. Just moments ago, life was normal. Now, a nightmare has been unleashed. The sky, once a brilliant blue, rapidly darkens as a monstrous cloud of ash billows outwards, blotting out the sun and turning day into an apocalyptic twilight. This cloud isn't just smoke. It's a superheated mix of gas, pulverized rock, and glass. A pyroclastic flow beginning to form, ready to sweep down the slopes at hurricane speeds. Giant volcanic bombs, chunks of semi-molten rock the size of cars, arc through the sky, trailing smoke as they fall back to Earth, crashing down with devastating impact. Each impact is another explosion, another reminder that there is nowhere safe to hide. The very air becomes thick and choked with sulfur, making it difficult to breathe. A rain of ash, fine and gritty, begins to fall, blanketing everything in a layer of gray snow. It covers homes, roads, and the once green fields, transforming the vibrant landscape into a monochrome wasteland. People scramble for safety, but where do you run when the sky itself is falling and the ground is spewing fire? The initial shock gives way to a primal instinct to survive. Families are separated in the chaos, their calls lost in the continuous, deafening roar of the eruption. The lava, which seemed so distant just moments ago, is now on the move. Bright orange rivers of liquid rock begin to pour from the volcano's new crater, finding paths of least resistance, carving new valleys through the familiar terrain. These aren't slow-moving flows, they are torrents of destruction, incinerating everything they touch. Forests, farms, and homes are consumed instantly, disappearing under the relentless advance of the molten earth. As the eruption continues, the scale of the event becomes terrifyingly clear. Lightning flashes within the ash cloud, an eerie internal thunderstorm created by the friction of rock particles. This isn't just a mountain erupting. It's a geological event that is reshaping the world in real. The initial explosion sends shockwaves that can be felt hundreds of miles away, and the ash cloud will soon enter the upper atmosphere, capable of traveling around the globe, affecting weather patterns and air travel for weeks to come. The power on display is humbling, a raw and brutal demonstration of nature's untamable force. For the survivors on the edge of the disaster zone, the world has fundamentally changed. The beautiful mountain that defined their horizon is now a terrifying agent of destruction. The ground is unstable, the air is toxic, and the future is uncertain. The immediate struggle is for survival, finding clean air, water, and shelter. But in the long term, they will face the daunting task of rebuilding their lives from the ashes. Forever marked by the day the earth opened up and unleashed its fiery heart without any warning. This event serves as a stark reminder that we live on a dynamic and powerful planet, and that beneath the beauty we take for granted, immense forces are constantly at play, capable of changing our world in the blink of an eye. Thank you for watching this incredible look into nature's power. If you found this fascinating, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more content that explores the amazing and sometimes terrifying world we live in. Stay curious, and we'll see you next time. Imagine standing on a vast, dark plain. Suddenly, the ground beneath you trembles, and a deafening roar shatters the silence. You look up, and the night sky, once dotted with stars, is now ablaze with a terrifyingly beautiful spectacle. It's raining fire. This isn't a scene from a blockbuster movie. It's a real, powerful, and awe-inspiring phenomenon of our planet. Today, we're rediving deep into the heart of volcanoes to explore the incredible moments when lava literally falls from the sky. So, how does this even happen? It all starts deep within the Earth's crust, where immense pressure and heat melt rock into a thick, glowing liquid we call magma. This magma is less dense than the solid rock around it, so it begins to rise, searching for a weak spot to escape. When it finds one, a volcanic eruption begins. But not all eruptions are the gentle, flowing rivers of lava you might picture. Some are explosively violent. Think of it like shaking a can of soda. The dissolved gases inside are under pressure. When you pop the top, that pressure is released instantly, and the soda erupts in a frothy mess. In a volcano, gases like water, vapor, and carbon dioxide are trapped within the magma. As the magma rushes to the surface, the pressure drops dramatically. These gases expand explosively, tearing the molten rock apart into countless fragments. This is where the magic and the danger truly begins. The sheer force of this explosion can launch molten rock, or lava, miles into the sky. These fiery projectiles are called volcanic bombs, or lapilli, depending on their size. The largest bombs can be the size of a car and weigh several tons, while smaller pieces, known as lapilli, are like gravel-sized embers. Together they create a breathtaking fountain of fire, a spectacle known as a lava fountain. One of the most famous places to witness this is on Hawaii's Kilauea volcano. During its eruptions, lava fountains have been known to shoot over 1,800 feet into the air that is taller than the Empire State Building. As these incandescent blobs of rock arc through the sky, they start to cool. The outer surface hardens, but the inside often remains molten. When they land, they can splash and splatter, creating intricate and beautiful formations. Another fascinating type of fiery rain is something called PLS hair and PLS tears, named after the Hawaiian goddess of volcanoes. When the wind catches fountains of lava, it can stretch the molten rock into incredibly thin, long strands of volcanic glass, like golden hair. PLS tears are the small, teardrop-shaped bits of glass that form at the end of these strands. It's a delicate and beautiful byproduct of an incredibly powerful event. However, the most dramatic form of this fiery rain is the pyroclastic flow. This is not just falling rock. It's a superheated, fast-moving avalanche of gas, ash, and rock fragments that scorches everything in its path. These flows can travel at hundreds of miles per hour and reach temperatures of over 1,000 degrees Celsius. They are one of the most destructive forces in nature, a true cloud of fire that descends from the volcano's peak. The Stromboli volcano in Italy provides another stunning example, known as the Lighthouse of the Mediterranean. Stromboli has been erupting almost continuously for thousands of years. Every few minutes, it puts on a show, hurling glowing bombs of lava into the night sky. These small, frequent explosions create a constant, mesmerizing rain of fire down its slopes. A rhythmic pulse from the heart of the earth, from the towering fountains of Kilauea to the relentless bursts of Stromboli. The phenomenon of lava falling from the sky is a powerful reminder of our planet's dynamic and untamable nature. It's a process that both creates and destroys, building new land while reshaping landscapes in a matter of moments. It's a fiery spectacle that has captivated and terrified humanity for millennia, a direct link to the molten heart of our world. Thank you so much for joining me on this explosive journey today. I hope you found it as fascinating as I do. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next adventure. Let us know in the comments what other natural wonders you'd like to explore. Stay curious, and we'll see you in the next one. Have you ever wondered what it's like to witness the raw, untamed power of our planet? Imagine a river, not of water, but of glowing molten rock. A fiery serpent slithering across the landscape. This isn't a scene from a disaster movie. It's the breathtaking and terrifying reality of a massive lava flow. This river of fire, born from the very heart of the earth, begins its journey from a volcanic vent. At temperatures soaring above 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, it's a force that respects no boundaries. As it starts to move, it glows with an intense, mesmerizing light, a mixture of brilliant orange, fiery red, and deep crimson. The air around it shimmers with heat, and a low rumbling sound, like the planet itself is groaning, fills the air. This isn't just a flow. It's a living, breathing entity on a mission of transformation. Its advance is slow but absolutely relentless. Watch as it first touches the edge of a lush, green forest. The trees, which have stood for decades, even centuries, stand no chance. The intense heat reaches them long before the lava does, causing leaves to curl and smoke. Then, the molten rock makes contact. One by one, the trunks burst into flames, like giant matchsticks. The forest, once a symbol of life and tranquility, is consumed in an inferno, leaving behind a black, charred wasteland. The sound of crackling wood and hissing steam is a haunting symphony of destruction and creation. From the forest, the glowing river continues its inexorable march. Next in its path is a man-made road, a ribbon of asphalt designed to connect communities. But against this primordial force, our engineering is futile. As the lava creeps over the pavement, the asphalt begins to bubble and melt, releasing thick, acrid smoke. The road signs, once guiding travelers, warp and twist in the heat before being completely engulfed. The river of rock doesn't just cover the road, it erases it, swallowing the very symbol of human mobility and returning the land to a wild, primitive state. What was once a path for cars becomes a channel for fire. The most heart-wrenching sight is when the lava flow reaches a town. Homes, schools, and businesses, places filled with memories and dreams, stand silently in its path. The molten rock, now a wide, creeping tide, pushes against the walls of houses. The structures don't stand a chance. Wood ignites, metal glows, red hot, and melts, and concrete cracks and crumbles under the immense pressure and heat. It's a slow, silent demolition. The river flows through streets, fills gardens, and claims everything. It is a powerful and humbling reminder that everything we build is temporary when faced with the planet's geological timescale. But even in this overwhelming destruction, there is a strange, stark beauty. As the lava cools, it solidifies into new land. The black volcanic rock forms intricate patterns, glassy surfaces, and rugged textures. It's a process of planetary renewal, a complete reset of the landscape. Over time, life will return. Pioneer plants will find footholds in the cracks of the new rock, and eventually, a new ecosystem will rise from the ashes. This river of lava isn't just an end. It's also a new beginning, a testament to the Earth's endless cycle of destruction and creation. It's a force that takes, but also a force that gives, shaping our world in the most dramatic way imaginable. Thank you so much for joining us on this incredible journey into the heart of a volcanic eruption. If you were as captivated by the power of nature as we are, please hit that like button and subscribe for more amazing content. Don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. We'll see you in the next video. Imagine a mountain that has slept for so long, it's become a legend, a mere feature on the landscape. A silent giant watching over generations. For centuries, it stood as a symbol of peace and permanence. Children played on its slopes, villages thrived at its feet, and stories were told of its ancient power. A power that most believed was a thing of the distant past. But nature has a memory, and some memories are written in fire and stone. Just last week, the ground began to tremble. At first, it was subtle, a faint tremor that could easily be mistaken for a passing truck. But the tremors grew, becoming more frequent, more insistent. Birds took to the sky in massive, unsettled flocks. Animals on the mountain slopes grew restless, sensing a primal danger that humans had long forgotten. Geologists and volcanologists rushed to the scene, their instruments lighting up with data that was both fascinating and terrifying. The sleeping giant was stirring. Deep beneath the Earth's crust, immense pressure was building. Magma, a molten river of rock and superheated gas, was pushing its way upward, searching for a release. The mountain began to swell, its surface deforming by mere inches, but it was enough to signal the inevitable. Emergency alerts blared. Evacuations began, a frantic race against a geological clock that had been ticking for centuries. People grabbed what they could, their faces etched with a mixture of disbelief and fear, leaving behind homes that had stood for lifetimes. Then, it happened. With a roar that ripped through the silence of the ages, the summit exploded. A colossal column of ash, smoke, and rock blasted miles into the atmosphere, blotting out the sun and turning day into an eerie, dark twilight. This wasn't just an eruption. It was the planet reminding us of its raw, untamable power. The pyroclastic flow, a terrifying avalanche of hot gas and volcanic debris, surged down the slopes at hundreds of miles per hour, incinerating everything in its path. What followed was a scene from a prehistoric age. Rivers of incandescent lava, glowing with an otherworldly orange and red, began to snake their way down the mountain, a slow-motion force of absolute destruction. The landscape was being rewritten. Old valleys filled, new hills formed. The ash cloud spread for hundreds of miles, grounding flights and casting a gray blanket over towns far from the eruption's epicenter. It's a humbling spectacle, showcasing a force far beyond human control. As the initial fury subsides, scientists are now studying this event, a rare window into the heart of our planet. For the people who once called the mountain home, it's a time of uncertainty and loss, but also of incredible community resilience. This event is a powerful reminder that the Earth is a living, breathing entity. The mountains that we see as permanent fixtures are part of a dynamic, ever-changing world. It's a story of destruction, but also of creation and renewal. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey to witness the awakening of a giant. If you found this as fascinating as I did, please hit that like button and subscribe for more stories about our amazing and powerful world. Stay curious, stay safe, and see you in the next video. Start with dramatic, fast-paced footage of flash floods. Have you ever seen a street simply disappear? One moment it's a familiar road, the next, it's a raging muddy river. This isn't a scene from a disaster movie. This is the terrifying reality of a flash flood, a natural phenomenon that can transform an entire city in mere minutes. Today, we're diving deep into the heart of these sudden deluges, exploring how they happen and witnessing their incredible, destructive power. The footage you're seeing is real, captured by people who found themselves in the middle of an unfolding crisis. Look at this. A car, once a heavy piece of machinery, is now just a toy being tossed around by the current. Over here, a quiet residential street has become a canal, with water reaching the windows of homes. The speed is what's truly shocking. Unlike slower riverine floods that build over days, flash floods can strike with little to no warning. So, what triggers such a rapid and devastating event? Often, it's an extreme amount of rainfall in a very short period. Imagine a bucket being filled with a fire hose that overflows almost instantly. The same thing happens with the land. When the ground is already saturated, or if it's paved over like in our cities, the water has nowhere to go. It can't soak into the earth, so it runs off, collecting in low-lying areas and funneling through streets, which act like man-made canyons. This creates a powerful, fast-moving wall of water that carries debris, mud, and anything else in its path. This transformation from a normal day to a fight for survival is what makes flash floods so dangerous. People can be caught completely off guard, in their cars or even in their homes. That's why it's absolutely critical to understand the risks in your area. Always have an emergency plan. If you receive a flash flood warning, it means a flood is imminent or already happening. You need to act immediately and get to higher ground. Never, ever, attempt to drive or walk through floodwaters. It only takes 6 inches of moving water to knock you off your feet, and just a foot can sweep your vehicle away. It's just not worth the risk. The phrase "turn around, don't drown" is a literal lifesaver. As we witness these powerful scenes, it's a humbling reminder of nature's force and our own vulnerability. But it's also a call to action, to be prepared, to stay informed, and to respect the warnings that are designed to keep us safe. Understanding these events is the first step toward building more resilient communities. Thanks for watching, and please stay safe out there. If you found this video informative, give it a like and subscribe for more content that helps us understand the world around us. See you next time. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that is both terrifying and a testament to the immense power of nature: the catastrophic failure of flood barriers. Imagine a wall, a single structure designed to hold back millions of gallons of water, suddenly giving way. What happens next is a scenario that is played out in real life, with devastating consequences. When a flood barrier breaks, it's not a slow leak or a gradual overflow. It's often a sudden, explosive event. The immense pressure that the water has been exerting finds a weak point. It could be a crack, a foundation issue, or a structural flaw we couldn't see. Once that weak point fails, the entire structure can be compromised in an instant. This single point of failure unleashes a torrent, a wall of water moving with incredible force and speed. This isn't just water, it's a destructive force. The initial wave, known as a surge, can travel faster than a person can run. It carries with it debris from the broken barrier itself, chunks of concrete, twisted steel, turning the water into a battering ram. As this wave surges downstream, it picks up everything in its path: cars, trees, and parts of buildings. The sheer weight and momentum of the water are almost unimaginable. The wave then crashes into towns and communities that lay in its path. Homes and businesses, places people thought were safe, are inundated within minutes. The water doesn't just flow around buildings, it smashes through them. Windows shatter, doors are ripped from their hinges, and sometimes, entire structures are lifted from their foundations and carried away. The speed of the event leaves little to no time for evacuation. One moment, things are normal. The next, a town is submerged. The aftermath of such a disaster is a scene of profound destruction. As the water level eventually recedes, it leaves behind a landscape coated in mud, silt, and wreckage. The once familiar streets are now unrecognizable, buried under debris. The recovery process is monumental, requiring immense resources and community resilience. It's a stark reminder of why engineering, maintenance, and constant vigilance over our infrastructure are so critically important. These barriers are the silent guardians of our communities, and their failure highlights our vulnerability to the powerful forces we try to control. These events underscore the importance of being prepared. Understanding evacuation routes and having an emergency plan can make all the difference. It's also a powerful call to action for better infrastructure, early warning systems, and innovative engineering solutions to protect our communities from future threats. Thank you so much for watching. It's a sobering topic, but an important one to understand. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content like this. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one. Imagine a wall of water, not a wave, but the ocean itself, rising up and surging inland. It's a terrifying force of nature known as a storm surge, and it's one of the deadliest threats our coastal communities face. It's not a distant Hollywood spectacle for millions. It's a terrifying reality that can erase a lifetime of memories in mere moments. Let's break down what a storm surge actually is. It's not a tsunami caused by an earthquake. Instead, it's created by powerful storms like hurricanes. The intense low pressure at the storm's center acts like a vacuum, pulling the ocean surface upward. At the same time, ferocious winds push massive amounts of seawater towards the shore. When this mound of water hits the shallow coastline, it has nowhere to go but up and inland, creating a catastrophic flood that can be dozens of feet high. The impact is devastating. We see images of homes ripped from their foundations, cars tossed around like toys, and entire neighborhoods submerged under a murky, debris-filled sea. It's not just the initial impact. The water can linger for days, contaminating everything it touches, destroying infrastructure, and making rescue efforts incredibly difficult. Roads become impassable rivers, power lines are down, and access to clean water is cut off. The speed and power are what make it so lethal. It's not a gentle rise. It's a violent, rapid inundation that offers little time for escape. History is filled with grim reminders of this power. Hurricane Katrina in 2005 generated a storm surge that reached over 25 feet in some areas, overwhelming levees and causing widespread devastation across the Gulf Coast. More recently, Hurricane Ian's surge in 2022 reshaped parts of the Florida coastline permanently. These events aren't just statistics, they represent communities shattered and lives forever changed. Survivors often speak of the sound of deafening roar as the ocean invades their homes. They describe clinging to rooftops, watching everything they own wash away, and the terrifying uncertainty of what comes next. So, what can we do? The first and most critical step is heeding evacuation orders. When officials say leave, they are saying your life is in danger. Property can be replaced, but lives cannot. Technology has improved our ability to forecast these events, giving us precious time to prepare. But this warning is only useful if we act on it. For those living in coastal areas, having a go bag ready with essentials like water, food, first aid supplies, and important documents is not just a good idea. It's a necessity. It's also vital to know your evacuation zone and have a plan for where you will go long before a storm is on the horizon. Beyond individual preparedness, community resilience is key. This involves building stronger infrastructure, like seawalls and elevated homes, and restoring natural defenses, such as mangroves and coastal wetlands, which act as natural sponges to absorb storm surge. Supporting policies that address the root causes of more intense storms is also a critical long-term strategy. It's about building a future where our coastlines are better protected. Storm surges are a powerful and humbling reminder of nature's force. By understanding the threat, respecting the warnings, and preparing ourselves and our communities, we can face this challenge and work to protect the places we call home. The ocean is beautiful, but it demands our utmost respect. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this information helpful, please give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel for more content that matters. Stay safe out there.